there, my name is Beck, and I'm Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I've been doing a series of videos called Oh Boy, Has That Aged Badly? Oh Boy, Has That Aged Badly? It's been focusing very much on Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, which this video as well, because there is literally a limitless treasure trove of material there. But I really got to branch out. Basically, any movie that they promoted as being stunning and brave, as is going to scare misogynists, any movie like that tanked horribly, which is all of them, literally all of them, right? Go and look at their pre-publicity beforehand where they were so proud about being stunning and brave. Yeah, I think we're going to just be doing more of them. I got to find some publicity interviews for the 2016 Ghostbusters, the Girl Ghostbusters, which is a just terrible movie. Oh my God. You see, here's the thing. I wouldn't scream about being stunning and brave unless you knew you had a really good product. And oh boy, none of these people have, so oh boy, to have they aged badly. But before we get to this article, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? I don't really get people to hit the share button so much, but yeah, I'm going to go for that. Can you hit the share button? But mostly, that if you want to make me happy, if you want to make me feel like I'm dripped in a huge vat of creme brulee, which I just came off the top of my head, but the reality of that sounds a lot worse than the reality, than the fantasy. But anyway, you get the idea. Can you hit the subscribe button? That would be absolutely fantastic. It'll be very. Thank you very much. If you subscribe, other than making me very happy, which is really, what more incentive do you need other than making me very happy? You also get to enter my weekly competitions. So the prize is going to run for 2 weeks because it is the Jewish New Year on Friday night and Saturday night. Going through to Sunday late evening, so I'm not going to be offline. So that's when I normally do the prize draw. So this one, I thought I'd get a good prize to last us for 2 weeks. 2 weeks after it is my favorite Peter Jackson movie, my favorite of the Lord of the Rings movies. It is Lord of the Rings: Two Towers. It's a fantastic set. This is the extended edition. There are 4 freaking discs in here, full of stuff. Yeah, I'll open it up for you because it is, and yes. Everything about this is freaking gorgeous. I'm kind of heartbroken a bit to get rid of it, but I got the Blu-ray, so it seems kind of silly to. But the production design, just look at these, it's just absolutely gorgeous. It opens up, you've got a gazillion discs, you have these little booklets in there. But just tons of stuff. Everything you can possibly want to know about the movie and more. And also, I think it's probably got one of my favorite battle sequences of all time. The Battle of Helm's Deep, which they just build up and build up and build up. I just love it. Anyway, so to win this prize, all you need to do is subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Helm's Deep, and we'll do the prize draw. Oh, I can't do the math. What is it? It's be the 27th, okay? September 27th is my guess. If I got the math right, it's September 27th. Okay, let's get to the story. Fine, let's open this up and doink, there we go. So this is a Vulture interview from Jodie Whittaker from October 8th, 2018. So this was just after the her first few episodes that aired, and the ratings were still good at this point. They hadn't taken a massive tailspin. And this is what they do. This is what they always all do. They all go and do victory laps, in the first moment possible, and they don't wait to see how it's going to pan out. Now, after they've finished doing a victory lap, the show is basically on its knees. I imagine that the next episodes will go under the 3 million viewers. That's a consolidated rating. I think it's going to go well under. Listen, if EastEnders are getting 2.5 million, I can't even imagine what Doctor Who's going to get. Oh my God. I actually, I don't want to make any more Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, but I kind of do. To see the absolute train wreck of where it's going to go. So anyway, did this interview before it all went pear-shaped. Jodie Whittaker's Regeneration. After 5 decades, Doctor Who has its first female Doctor. What took so long? Well, I don't know. Listen, I don't know if the Doctor is a male role or not. I really don't. I don't think it's a white male role. That's damn sure. There's no racial colour to blame the barrier to blame the Doctor. Is the Doctor a male role? I would have said not before Whittaker. I really would have said not. Now I'm like, well, it seems to be, doesn't it? I mean, I'm of the opinion that I think Doctor Who is such a wonderfully elastic format, right? It can really it can really fit in anything. I was watching Doomsday last night when I was on the TARDIS zone, which is essentially a Doctor in love. It's a tragic love story, which we've never seen in Doctor Who before, and a lot of people didn't like it because it doesn't feel like Doctor Who. My feeling is, with good writing, you can make absolutely anything work, and I don't think it took incredibly good writing to make a female Doctor work. I just think we didn't have it at all, and certainly Whittaker's performance has been atrocious, absolutely atrocious. So, what took so long, I don't know, but look, Jodie, darling, I don't think you've done much to win this argument so far. And also, look at this publicity shot. Oh, I'm so stunning, I'm so brave. Yes, you are. So I'm gonna whiz forward because there's a bunch of just fluff. Did the audition? Did the jargon come easily? Really? No, I don't think it really did, right? I really, because what was that scene? It was in the Tusunga conundrum, which is that's the point when I realized this Doctor Who was not in good shape. The Tusunga, because that was just a freaking awful, boring episode. But she has this. Gives a little lecture on why she loves science. I just didn't believe it at all. I don't think she understood what she was saying. She didn't sell it to me. And I thought, which is kind of like what what actors have to do. So we're going to start over here with this very non-judgmental, non-pointed question. When it goes, when you were announced as a Doctor last summer, a lot of articles tried stirring the pot with headlines about a backlash. There wasn't at all. I'm sorry. Listen, when I watched it, when I watched the reveal, I was like, oh no, is this political correctness gone mad? Yeah, and I was really like that for about 10 seconds, and it was really genuinely 10 seconds. I said, no, come on, don't be silly. Firstly, I felt that it kind of felt like it fitted, right? Especially with Missy becoming changing the gender master, changing the gender into Missy, and they had that very close relationship between Capaldi and Mrs. Master, right? So I can see him wanting a complete change, a complete renewal. I can totally understand that in terms of character, in terms of culture. I really think it worked. So I was worried for 10 seconds. I thought, oh no, she was in Attack the Block, and she seems to, and Chibnall's a fan. I was just wrong, okay? I was just wrong about freaking everything. I was wrong about everything. But at the time, they like to say there was a backlash. They still like to say, that hey, you just don't like it because she's a girl. No, I would hate this if it was a guy. It is freakishly awful. That's why I hate it. It's the Doctor is played as a moron, written as a moron. The scripts are boring, and her performance is dire. Other than that, perfect. It's a perfect hour of TV. It's just funny. I saw there's this nutball, a complete nutball on Twitter who spends his entire life, screenshotting people who post on Twitter said, well, I didn't like Doctor Who because, I thought the acting wasn't very good. Anybody saying anything, he screenshots them, right? And then he takes the piss out of them. And then he's really sanctimonious about it, saying, oh, I don't insult people. Anyway, so this nutball, this complete nutball, Captain Nutsack, whatever his name is, I saw him. Oh my god! And he would always at me in the tweets as well. So he put this thing. They say, oh no, the reasons the rating they had the U-shaped ratings where it went when it was good for Country File went down for Doctor Who and then went back again for Golden Midwife. He said, oh no, because they're very mature shows. No, Doctor Who just didn't fit there. That was such a golden time slot that anything decent could survive in or flourish in. Not Doctor Bloody Who, isn't it? Yeah, no. So what time slot would be good? But they want to pretend that there's a the reaction is always about any other reason than the reason it is, and the reason is it's just not good television. It's objectively bad television. Do you think the media was complicit in making a big fuss about the casting? No, darling, you're complicit in making a big fuss about the casting. Really? Do you remember that teaser trailer where you broke the glass ceiling and then you went, oh, I look like a broke, and you're you have that smug, stupid look on your face. That is so your Doctor. Where in fact the overwhelming consensus was positive. So she goes, my limited perspective from the UK and its media, not social media because I'm not on it. So all that went over my head, darling. Everything goes over your head. You must be used to things going over your head. Sure, there were concerns or strange interpretations from fans. Yeah, and then you came up with this patronising thing. Please don't be frightened of my gender. Don't. can't say. No, we're frightened that you're going to, not your gender, we're frightened of your agenda. Agenda filling Doctor Who. And that sounds out to be a bit of a valid fear, don't you think? I think the negative responses were mainly small, of course. When a doctor changes, David tends to Matt Smith speaks to Peter to me. There's an inevitable loss of the familiar, but there's also an excitement for the new. And there was an excitement for the new for you as well, but you blew it. You blew it. You did a terrible job. The suggestion that I've ruined the show. No, you had at that time you hadn't ruined the show. You had to appear in Doctor Who first to ruin the show. Once you did that, oh yeah, but where we are now, yeah, you've ruined the show. Yeah, your awful performance has ruined the show. But again, oh boy, hasn't this aged badly? Ruined the show or gone against the show. No, again, that you had to have some time in the role to do all that. Yeah, well, yes, you did go against the show. How did you go against the show? Your doctor is a social justice warrior, which by that isn't a good thing. It's not a good thing. They're a clump of piss babies that live on Twitter that just look for conformity. You know, they are the ultimate conformists, and they are cruel and they're cowardly, and they do not judge themselves by the way they judge others. They are deeply immoral people, and that's your doctor. That is your doctor. So I think your doctor has gone away from the core of Doctor Who by being a cruel, cowardly moron. I would say that's going against the core of Doctor Who. Yes, a cruel, cowardly, conformist moron. Yes, all those things go well against Doctor Who. Gone against the show are coming from people who aren't necessarily Whovians. Yeah, but most of us are. And in fact, I would say the vast majority of your fans. And again, if you like the era, God bless you. And I know there are real fans out there, but the vast majority of the fans, especially the Twitterati, are not fans of the show. They're fans of the agenda. And probably your gender as well, because your gender is part of the agenda. Right, okay. If they understood the world, oh God, see, okay. It's always a bad idea, and your doctor does as well, to be both patronizing and stupid, right? Don't be patronizing and stupid. If you're going to be patronizing, you've got to be smart, right? And you're not. So don't be patronizing and stupid. If they understood the world, they know that Matt and David aren't aliens. What? Yeah, but they're playing aliens, right? Peter isn't an alien. Okay, I'm like, you heard me like stop there for a second. My brain tries to understand the stupid thing she's saying. Yeah, she's being patronizing and stupid in the same sentence. That's incredible. Their gender is as irrelevant as mine. So what's their humanity or alienness got to do with that? Okay, fine. So whatever she was saying there, but here we get to the point. The central point of Doctor Who for you, which is why I think your Doctor Who is so freakishly awful. As a political moment or a moment as a woman in the industry, it is relevant. Okay, that's the only relevance there is to you, right? That really is. It is relevant, but within the world of Doctor Who, it really isn't relevant. And that is what made your era fail, and fell so incredibly hard, right? And fell so incredibly hard. Because, you shouldn't be looking at it as a political moment. You shouldn't be looking at it as a woman in the industry. You should be looking at it as an actress or an actor, whatever you want to call yourself, that needs to do a job. And you're doing a bad job. You're doing a bad job. Why? Because you're looking at it as a political moment. You're looking at it as a woman in the industry. You're not looking at it as how can I portray this character to connect to its family or connect to its audience at all. And how do we know you haven't connected to your audience? Because they left. Because they ran away from you, right? That's why. It's hard for some people. Peter was their only doctor. Really? 3-year-olds? No. Peter was their only doctor. They haven't lived through regeneration, but that's not the problem. The problem is your smug idiocy. I think it's your problem. It's their problem. Not that they're freaked out about regeneration. It's like you letting go of saying the wonderful thing about their show is a celebration of change and evolution. Yeah, but normally it's a change and evolution with some kind of like quality control built in. Not this time, right? Because they don't need there to be any quality control. Why? Because you're cast because of your gender, right? Because of the agenda. You're cast because of your gender, and so all you have to do to continue fulfilling everything you need to portray the role is continue being a woman. That's it. And yeah, you've done that, and you certainly don't have to do any more than that, and that's pretty much where we are. This is such nonsense. There's no point in making changes if you're not going to do new things. Again, I agree with you. Just a new thing you've done this time is make bad TV. That's a new thing for Doctor Who. We haven't had that for quite some time. So yeah, maybe that shouldn't have been the new thing you did, especially with this next line. I think the big misconception right now is that a woman has ruined the show. No, it's not a woman ruined the show. It's you and Chibnall have ruined the show. And I think maybe the prevailing attitude of the BBC, which is, they live on Twitter. Again, I've said this every video. Twitter represents 3%. 3% of the country, and about a third of that are part of the Twitterati. So, you're programming it for the narrowest demographic possible. Basically, it's all so you can say you're stunning and brave, and you want representation and want diversity without actually providing it, without actually really delivering it. And so, there's just for that tiny 1% of Britain that is like loving it so much. It's ruined the show. Yeah, exactly. It was you and Chibnall ruined the show. Oh, God, I just hate this photo shoot. Anyway, that reminds me of one of your lines in the season premiere, which is something like, I haven't bought women's clothing in a long time. Yeah, hated it. Because, this doctor, the reason she wears the rainbow isn't to show support for the LGBT community. No, because it's like showing support for, the grey-haired community, or the blonde community. Yeah, or dark, whatever. Anything, all these things, nobody cares if you're LGBT. LGB. They if you're T. T is the cause du jour. It's the one they all make themselves feel good about. So that's what I haven't bought women's clothes all the time. Saying that the doctor's totally fluid. Yeah, no. Which again, that means it's not you ruin the show because you're a woman. You ruin the show because you're a moron. That's why. It suggests the doctor has been a woman before. Yeah, there's been quite a few suggestions of that since this came out. But we just haven't seen it on TV screen, seen it on screen. Yeah, she says. And there are a lot of things that reference what the show has done. But there's a lot of things that reference what the show has done before. You have to wait and see. What? You had the TARDIS in it, and it was like this terrible TARDIS. But you had the TARDIS in it, and what else? What else in that season referenced what had been before? Nothing. Absolutely. I can't think of anything. The Doctor has 3 friends in the TARDIS now, her fam. Even though it's been tradition of the modern era to have 1 or 2. Chris gets to ask why he wants to break from it. What? Chris gets asked why he wants to break form in that way, and he's like, no, going back to the way this always has been on the show. Yeah, again, I think the last time we had a crowd of stars like that was the JNT years. Do you remember that? Do you remember how that didn't go so well, if you recall? And then basically they reverted back to a single companion. Because you're a moron, Chibnall, okay? And this is just what I think. I think people have to write who they are and what they are, and these people are freaking morons. Oh, there she's being so stunning and brave. Chris was talking about why he decided to eschew past villains characters and planets in favour of world building from scratch this season. Now that would have been great if the world you built was in any way interesting. And Russell T Davies mainly did that in the 2005 season. He really built a new world. We had new monsters. He brought the old monsters in sparingly, very, very sparingly, especially at first. When you're a talented person, I'm intrigued to see the world you're going to be building. I'm watching that show on HBO Max show, Raised by Wolves, and I'm really enjoying it because the world building there is just freaking fascinating, and you get a little bit more with each episode. Chib's world building is like his world is just nonsense. It's boring nonsense. It's a world where the Doctor has no real monsters or aliens to fight, especially in that first season, apart from the terrifying Tim Shaw. God, this is not the world building on rely. I mean, honestly, I can understand you don't want to slavishly rely on the past, but you want to completely ignore what's worked in the past. It was a bad idea. Which then in season 12 you went, oh well, let's do everything that's worked in the past, and you still screwed it up. That's incredible thing. You took all the elements that worked, even very recently, and you still made it suck. quite breathtakingly. Why was it important to start anew? Start totally new. By the way, I have to thank Madeline. Madeline is the person who gave me this article to do this feature on. Thank you very much. I can't believe it took me 20 minutes, 20 odd minutes before I came in and thanked her. He's been a Whovian since years. Somebody must have programmed the word Whovian into her head. I say Doctor Who fan. I'm a Doctor Who fan. I'm not sure what the Whovian is. Whatever. I always remember that's kind of been as an American expression more than British. But whatever. I'm happy. Whatever. I still prefer Trekkie to Trekker, quite frankly. He's been probably bubbling away these ideas his entire career. I don't think so. I don't think this like, you know, this array of pure bile of nonsense took a whole career to come up with it. Although it does take a long time to come up with a script. Somebody in my comments said a really perceptive comment where they said that, you know, a bad writer will take a long time to come up with a script. Right? Yeah, but Christian will take 18 months to create 10 scripts. A good writer can't stop writing, can't stop pushing out great scripts. Rusty Davis, he did what? 13 episodes of Doctor Who, a special, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures. He was on top of all of it. Why? Because he's a writer. If you're somebody who is a writer, you can't stop doing it. Whatever you are, that is what you really are. You can't stop doing it. There's a Jewish Kabbalistic concept called Yud, which is one's life purpose that is like meant specifically for you, right? And if you get it, if you're able to connect with it, you cannot stop doing it. It's like breathing, right? And Chibnall's not a writer. Basically, Chibnall is the writer. At least he's not a good one. He's certainly been not denying any of the worlds of monsters. Yes, actually, yes, he has. He ignores them completely. But for him, it was really about going in a new direction and finding new places in history to go. Yeah. Oh, how are we going to come up with a new place to go? Maybe we can go somewhere that can show the inhuman, anti-social justice, lack of social justice that has existed and still exists in some way today. Maybe that'll make people think, or maybe it'll make people turn off the bloody TV because they don't like being lectured. It's interesting. The interesting thing is about being a woman is, again, you keep saying, there's no difference being a woman and every other word. Oh, being a woman. Okay. Although it's irrelevant to the Doctor, it makes interesting interesting storytelling when it affects the time period you're in, or the moment you're in, or your interactions you have. Yeah, listen. The subtext of of season 11 was women are completely ignored in society. Women are routinely just ignored. No, darling, it's not women. It's you. When you just say stupid, boring things, then you get ignored. Yeah, people get ignored when they're stupid and boring. That is true. Even being a stunning and brave woman won't stop you being ignored when you're being stupid and boring. It's not the Doctor's response. It's other people's responses. And as a woman, okay, you said that phrase way too many times in this interview. And boy, has that aged badly. That's often the thing. We're not surprised that we can achieve the things as women. It's often other people who are no. Okay, again. I thought you would work as Doctor. I thought it would come together. I thought it would be good. I was wrong. You haven't been able to achieve it, not because you're a woman, but because you're focusing on being a woman. That's it. I had the same thought after watching the premiere. Modern day Britain is one thing, but whatever the Doctor materializes in the European Dark Ages, I think she'll probably work it out because the Doctor's quite clever. I mean, up until now, but the Doctor was quite clever. Exactly what Chris wanted to do, particularly in the cast and in the story, is reflect the world we live in today. No, you reflect your piss baby clump of Twitterati's view of the world, which is objectively insane. Yeah, that's the world you reflect there. And all because you all live in that teeny tiny bubble together, you all think you're talking truth, but you're not. You because you won't go out your bubble. And now you're really confused why nothing is selling, nothing's working, why people are switching off, and you have to make these ridiculous excuses like, TV viewing has dropped in general. Yes, because all of TV viewing is the same nonsense. I think this is the bit we're going to end on because, oh boy, we get to the bit that's really aged very badly. Nobody Lim Day. Very often, we're only seeing stories being told through the white male gaze. Let me just highlight for you. White male gaze. Nah, I think that's aged a little bit badly. Do you think that's aged a bit badly? I think that's aged a bit badly. I do. Because it turns out the white male gaze. Are you saying the white male gaze is this? If you don't do that, you do really boring, inconsistent shows that are badly put together. Is that what you're saying? Because it seems to be saying you're saying the female non-white gaze is vastly inferior in terms of storytelling. Is that what you're saying? I don't think that's what you want to be saying, but that is in fact what you're saying, because in hindsight we see what you put out. That's what Doctor Who always celebrated. The backlash is always something. Is always the thing that gets focused on, but really it's so small. It's really most of fandom hate you, darling. Most of fandom hate you, and also for a true fan, they know it's not warranted. They know it's not warranted up front. We were all open-minded to you. It took me till about the Sasanga, episode 5 before this is not good. It took me till like the end of the season. I was like, oh god, this is the worst thing ever. Took most people till the end of season 12 before they join me in that. Wait, we got to do this one last question, because oh boy, has it aged badly. It's one thing to have an anonymous Twitter bot spew stupid, misogynistic stuff about your casting, but when former Doctor Peter Davidson says he has doubts, again, how's that misogynistic? To say I have doubts. No, that's not misogynistic. That's called being a human being and it's thinking independently, because it's a loss of a role model for boys. Not only is it a loss of a role model for boys, and he was proved completely correct. It's a loss of a role model. It's a loss because it's not popular anymore. Went from you've lost like 70% of your viewership. Does that give you pause? It should have given you pause to actually look at what Doctor Who was. I feel for him. Oh, I feel for him. Oh, you're such a saint. Because I feel he was misinterpreted. I think I'm interpreting completely correctly. And this idiot interviewing him, calling it misogynistic, is misinterpreting him. I don't think it was a true reflection of what he was trying to say. Really, what do you think I was trying to say? Regardless of what it said, the mythology of boys can only look up to boys, whereas women are expected to look up to men. It was more. No, again. It could have been. You could have been a role model for everybody, but it turned out you repulsed everybody, right? That's what happened. You just repulsed every freaking body. That's what happened. It was never a question that our role models are men, but men have looked up to women their entire life. Mothers aren't supposed. Exactly. And I don't think anybody has trouble with there being a female authority figure. The trouble with your Doctor Who is you had no authority. You had no authority, and you just came over as Dr. Karen, Dr. Mum, boring, like a complaining mum. Nothing that inspirational, nothing that I don't think anybody could really look up to. Like, it's great, mums are great, but you're kind of a bit of a boring naggy mum at that. There are many versions of female heroes, not one in Doctor Who within our lives, regardless of gender, but you just have to pick up female ones to for some reason, because you're a freaking moron, because you're a moron. So there you go. Oh boy, has that aged badly indeed. That has aged very badly. My name is Felix Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.